4212 episode 36, Blockbuster Brawl opening segment. The scene opens with the camera panning over a vintage 90s Blockbuster video store, transformed into the arena for tonight's action. The shelves, once filled with VHS tapes, are now lined with wrestling memorabilia, and a large ring occupies the center of the store. The atmosphere is electric, with fans packed tightly, eagerly anticipating the night's events. The lights dim, and a hush falls over the crowd. Suddenly, the heavy riffs of In Flames' Ordinary Story erupt from the speakers, and the band takes the stage, set up at the back of the store. The energy in the room surges as the crowd begins to cheer, headbang, and sing along. The pyrotechnics explode in sync with the music, casting a dazzling array of colors over the entire venue. As In Flames delivers a powerful performance, the commentary team takes their seats. Mr. Feeney, looking sharp as ever in a tailored suit, nods approvingly to the beat. Jim Ross, with his signature cowboy hat, taps his foot along with the rhythm. Elvira, the mistress of the dark, adds her unique gothic flair to the scene, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Pauly Shore, as energetic as ever, throws up his hands, hyping the crowd even more. Daphne Blake, the ring announcer, steps into the ring, her presence commanding attention. Her voice cuts through the music as she welcomes everyone to the show. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 1412 Wrestling's Blockbuster Brawl," she exclaims, her enthusiasm infectious. The crowd roars in response. As In Flames wraps up their performance with a final, thunderous chord, Daphne continues. "Tonight, we have an action-packed lineup for you, including the highly anticipated title match between Majin Buu and the newly crowned #1 contender, Electabuzz." Jim Ross leans into his microphone, his voice brimming with excitement. "Folks, we have a blockbuster of a show tonight. Electabuzz earned his spot after an incredible performance in the Rooftop Rumble, and now he faces the ultimate challenge in Majin Buu," Elvira adds, her voice dripping with intrigue. "And you can bet Buu is ready for a fight. This is going to be a night to remember." Pauly Shore, unable to contain his enthusiasm, chimes in. "Totally, dude. This place is rockin', and I can't wait to see what goes down." Mr. Feeney, ever the voice of reason, concludes, "Indeed, tonight's event promises excitement, drama, and intense competition. Let's get ready for an unforgettable evening." With the crowd now fully energized, the stage is set for a night of high-octane wrestling action. The commentary team and Daphne Blake continue to build the hype, discussing the various matches and rivalries that will unfold, ensuring that the viewers are as excited as they are for what promises to be an extraordinary episode of 1412 Wrestling. The segment begins with brief pre-taped promos from each competitor, setting the stage for the chaotic donut eating contest. Big Bully Busick, standing in a dingy, old-school gym, cracks his knuckles and glares at the camera. "I've been training hard for this. Eating donuts is just another challenge, and I crush challenges. These guys don't stand a chance." In the middle of McDonaldland, surrounded by giant burgers and fries, Grimace looks confused but determined. "I'm not just here to eat donuts. I'm here to eat the competition, literally." Filmed in his kitchen, Homer's eyes light up at the sight of donuts. Donuts," he drools, then looks at the camera. "Nobody loves donuts more than me. I'm going to win this for my family and for my belly." The camera focuses on the wild eyes of Cocaine Bear, who roars and growls menacingly, surrounded by remnants of demolished picnic baskets. The message is clear. He means business. Daphne Blake stands in the ring, microphone in hand. "Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our first match of the night, the Competitive Eating Championship Donut Eating Contest. Introducing first, the competitors." As each name is called, the participants make their way to the table set up in the center of the ring, laden with dozens of donuts. Introducing first, the challenger, Big Bully Busick. Busick flexes his muscles as he strides confidently to the table, eliciting a mix of boos and cheers from the crowd. Next, from McDonaldland, it's Grimace. Grimace waddles to the table, a goofy grin on his face, to a warm reception from the fans. From Springfield, USA, please welcome Homer Simpson. Homer jogs to the table, eyeing the donuts with barely contained excitement, drawing loud cheers and laughter. And finally, the reigning champion, Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear stomps to the table, roaring loudly, the crowd going wild with a mix of fear and excitement. The bell rings and the competitors dive into the donuts with gusto. The commentary team provides colorful play-by-play as the chaos unfolds. Jim Ross shouts, "And they're off! Look at Homer go. He's devouring those donuts like there's no tomorrow." Elvira adds, "Grimace is trying to eat everything, including the table. Watch out." Mr. Feeney observes, "Cocaine Bear is an unstoppable force. The sheer speed of his consumption is terrifying." Pauly Shore exclaims, "Dude, this is totally gnarly. Bizzik's trying to keep up, but he's got nothing on these guys." Homer Simpson demonstrates his legendary donut-eating prowess, stuffing multiple donuts into his mouth at once. His eyes glaze over with bliss as he devours his favorite treat. Grimace tries to out-eat everyone by sheer volume, but ends up causing chaos by accidentally flipping the table and sending donuts flying everywhere. Big Bully Busick manages to keep pace initially, but quickly realizes he's outmatched by the sheer gluttony of his opponents. Cocaine Bear roars and growls, eating donuts at an alarming rate, swiping at anyone who comes too close. As the contest reaches its climax, it's clear that Cocaine Bear's rapid consumption is unmatched. With donuts piled high around him, like he continues to devour with unrelenting speed. Jim Ross exclaims, "By God, Cocaine Bear is unstoppable. He's consuming donuts faster than anyone I've ever seen." Elvira notes, "This bear is a force of nature. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near those claws." Mr. Feeney adds, "It looks like we have a clear winner. The champion retains his title." Pauly Shore concludes, "Whoa, dude, that was insane." With the final donut consumed, Cocaine Bear stands triumphantly, roaring in victory. The crowd erupts in a mix of cheers and awe as Daphne Blake raises his paw in victory. The winner and still competitive eating champion, Cocaine Bear. Bear! The commentary team continues to hype up the rest of the night's events as Cocaine Bear celebrates his victory, setting the stage for what promises to be an unforgettable episode of 1412 Wrestling. Backstage at the Blockbuster video store, the camera captures a tense standoff between Jim Cornette, Vince Russo, and Dave Meltzer. The atmosphere is charged as the three wrestling personalities engage in a heated debate. Cornette, ever passionate, jabs a finger at Russo. "You've ruined wrestling with your garbage booking, Russo." Russo, not one to back down, smirks and retorts, "At least I'm not stuck in the past like you, Cornette. The business needs to evolve." Meltzer stands to the side, observing the argument with a critical eye. "You both have your points, but neither of you seem to understand what makes a match truly great. It's about the storytelling, the technical prowess." Cornette cuts him off, his face turning red with anger. "Oh, shut up, Meltzer. You and your star ratings. This isn't about numbers, it's about the heart of the business." Russo, sensing an opportunity to stir the pot, throws a script at Cornette. "Here's a script for you, Jim. Maybe it'll help you catch up with the times." Cornette's eyes blaze with fury. He grabs his trademark tennis racket and swings it at Russo, narrowly missing his head. "You've had this coming for a long time, Russo." Chaos erupts as the two men lunge at each other, knocking over stacks of videotapes and posters. Meltzer, attempting to stay out of the fray, shouts over the commotion, "This brawl isn't even worth 1 star." Security rushes in, trying to separate the two men. Cornette continues to swing his racket wildly, while Russo struggles to get free and retaliate. The security team finally manages to pull them apart, but not before Cornette gets in a few more swings and Russo hurls another script in frustration. Meltzer, dusting himself off, looks at the scene with a mixture of disdain and amusement. If this was supposed to be a match, it would barely get a half star. There's no technique, no psychology, just chaos. The camera pans out, showing the aftermath of the brawl. Cornette and Russo are held back by security, still hurling insults at each other, while Meltzer stands in the middle, shaking his head. The segment ends with the commentary team reacting to the chaos. Jim Ross exclaims, "Folks, we just witnessed an all-out brawl backstage. This rivalry is far from over." Elvira adds, "I've seen some wild things in my time, but this might top the list." Feeney observes, "It's clear these men have deep-seated issues that won't be resolved easily." Pauly Shore chimes in, "Whoa, that was intense, dudes. Can't wait to see what happens next." The screen fades to black as the show cuts to a commercial break, leaving the audience buzzing with anticipation for the rest of the night's events. The lights dim, and the ring is transformed into a dazzling display of neon lights and laser beams, signaling the start of the Laser Gun Surfing Battle Championship. Daphne Blake stands in the center, her voice echoing through the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the Laser Gun Surfing Battle Championship. Guy, the reigning champion, makes his entrance, his multitude of eyes scanning the crowd with eerie precision. He steps onto his laser surfboard, ready for battle. The crowd roars as Guy takes his position. The atmosphere shifts as Bobby Two Beers arrives, flanked by the entire golf cart crew. Gary Busey, Iron Sheik, John 420, The Minotaur, Bart Gunn, Alex Trebek, Pyrodog, Greg Biffle, and thousands of ancient Sumerians wielding chainsaws march behind him, creating an imposing and chaotic spectacle. Bobby Two Beers cracks open 2 bottles, chugging them down and smashing them together as he steps onto his surfboard. Jim Ross's voice cuts through the noise. Folks, this is going to be one for the ages. Guy versus Bobby Two Beers, with the entire golf cart crew backing him up. Mr. Feeney adds, Guy's superior vision gives him an edge, but Bobby's got the numbers on his side. The match begins, and the 2 competitors glide through the air, dodging and firing laser blasts. Guy's numerous eyes give him a panoramic view of the battlefield, allowing him to anticipate Bobby's moves. Bobby, however, fights with reckless abandon, his allies cheering him on from the sidelines. Elvira chimes in. Look at Guy go. His reflexes are incredible, but Bobby's fighting like he's got nothing to lose. Pauly Shore adds, Dude, this is insane. Lasers, surfboards, and chainsaws? Only in 1412 wrestling. The battle intensifies as Guy dodges a particularly close blast from Bobby and retaliates with a rapid-fire series of laser shots. Bobby struggles to keep up, his movements becoming more erratic. Jim Ross exclaims, Guy is in the zone. He's taking control of this match. In a final, breathtaking move, Guy executes a 360-degree spin, firing lasers in all directions. Bobby is hit, losing his balance and crashing to the ground. The crowd erupts as Guy lands gracefully, victorious. Daphne Blake raises Guy's hand. Your winner and still laser gun surfing battle champion, Guy. As Guy celebrates, Gary Busey grabs a microphone. You may have won tonight, Guy, but this isn't over. The golf cart doesn't take losses lightly. Suddenly, the entire golf cart crew rushes the ring. The ancient Sumerians, chainsaws revving, surround Guy. Gary Busey, Iron Sheik, John 420, The Minotaur, Bart Gunn, Alex Trebek, Pyrodog, and Greg Biffle launch a coordinated attack. Guy fights back valiantly, but the numbers game is too much. Mr. Feeney comments, This is a travesty. Guy is being ambushed. Elvira adds, The golf cart crew is ruthless. Someone needs to stop this. Pauly Shore exclaims, Whoa, this is gnarly. Guy's in trouble. Jim Ross's voice is filled with urgency. We need security out here. This is out of control. The brutal assault leaves Guy lying battered and bruised in the ring as the golf cart crew stands tall, their message clear. The screen fades to black, cutting to a commercial break, leaving the audience in shock and anticipation for what's to come. Backstage, the camera pans to Grover, microphone in hand, standing next to Aly and AJ. The sisters are dressed in matching leather jackets, their eyes burning with determination. The faint hum of the arena's energy vibrates through the air, setting the stage for a pivotal moment. Grover begins. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Aly and AJ, former tag team champions. Aly, AJ, you have something important to say tonight. Aly steps forward, her voice steady and passionate. That's right, Grover. We've been watching from the sidelines for too long. Jason Voorhees and Paula Abdul might be the current tag team champions, but everyone knows that those belts belong to us. AJ nods in agreement, her intensity matching her sister's. We've proven ourselves in the ring time and time again. We've faced monsters, legends, and everything in between. It's time for us to bring a musical revolution to the wrestling world and reclaim our titles. Grover looks impressed by their resolve. Strong words from Aly and AJ. What do you think makes you the rightful contenders? Aly smirks, glancing at AJ before responding. It's simple, Grover. We're not just wrestlers, we're entertainers. We bring something unique, something that no one else can offer. When we step into that ring, it's more than a match, it's a performance. And we perform best when the stakes are high. AJ adds, Jason and Paula may be tough, but they can't match our chemistry, our synchronicity. We've trained harder, fought stronger, and now we're ready to take back what's ours. The camera shifts to Pauly Shore at the commentary desk, a mischievous grin spreading across his face. Whoa, Aly and AJ are laying down the challenge. Hope Jason and Paula are ready for a duet with a beatdown. Jim Ross interjects, his voice filled with excitement. Aly and AJ are former champions, and they've got a legitimate claim to those titles. This could be one heck of a showdown. Elvira adds, I love their fire. They're ready to take on anyone, and I can't wait to see them in action. Mr. Feeney, ever the voice of wisdom, concludes, Aly and AJ are not to be underestimated. Their determination and experience make them formidable challengers. Jason Voorhees and Paula Abdul better be prepared. Back in the interview area, Grover wraps up. There you have it, folks. Aly and AJ are ready to take on the champions. Will they succeed in bringing a musical revolution to 1412 wrestling? Stay tuned to find out. The camera fades out, capturing the fierce determination in Aly and AJ's eyes and the palpable excitement building for their potential title clash. The anticipation in the air is electric as Daphne Blake stands in the center of the ring, her voice echoing through the arena. The following contest is a six-way elimination match for the Divas Championship. The first to enter is Rapunzel, her long golden hair flowing behind her as she makes her way to the ring, waving to the fans. Next up is Buffy Summers, the Vampire Slayer, striding with confidence and determination. Lola Bunny, accompanied by the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade, receives a loud cheer as she enters with her unique blend of athleticism and charm. The lights dim, and a haunting melody fills the arena as Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga make their entrance together, their witchcraft powers evident in their dark, mystical attire. The crowd erupts as the champion, Catherine Isabel, strides to the ring, her presence commanding and powerful. She transforms into her werewolf form briefly, showcasing her strength and dominance. The bell rings and chaos ensues. Lola Bunny and Rapunzel team up against Ariana Grande, using their agility to keep the witch at bay. Meanwhile, Lady Gaga squares off with Buffy Summers, their contrasting styles creating a dynamic clash. Catherine Isabel, in her human form, observes the chaos before diving into the fray. Ariana Grande is the first to be eliminated. Despite her powerful spells, Lola Bunny and Rapunzel's teamwork proves too much. Lola lands a stunning flip, followed by Rapunzel's high-flying attack, sending Ariana over the ropes. Catherine, now in werewolf form, targets Buffy Summers. Buffy puts up a valiant fight, her slayer skills evident in her precise strikes. However, Catherine's sheer power overwhelms her, and with a fierce clothesline, Buffy is eliminated. Lady Gaga, seeing her partner eliminated, goes into a frenzy. She casts dark spells while creating chaos in the ring. She targets Rapunzel, who fights back with her agile maneuvers. However, a powerful spell from Gaga sends Rapunzel flying out of the ring, eliminating her. Lola Bunny faces off with Lady Gaga next. The Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade cheers her on from ringside. Despite Lola's athletic prowess, Gaga's witchcraft gives her the upper hand. A devastating spell knocks Lola out of the ring and she is eliminated. It's down to Catherine Isabel and Lady Gaga. The werewolf champion and the dark sorceress engage in a fierce battle. Gaga uses every trick in her book, but Catherine's resilience and raw power keep her in the fight. Gaga goes for a final spell, but Catherine counters with a ferocious werewolf howl, breaking the spell's power. With a powerful slam, Catherine lifts Gaga and throws her out of the ring, retaining her title. The crowd erupts as Daphne Blake announces, "Your winner and still Divas champion, Catherine Isabel." Jim Ross exclaims, "What a match!" Catherine Isabel has proven once again why she's the champion. Elvira adds, "The power, the drama, the sheer chaos. This is what 1412 wrestling is all about." Pauly Shore chimes in, "Dude, that was intense. Catherine Isabel is a beast, literally." Mr. Feeney concludes, "An impressive display of strength and strategy. Congratulations to Catherine Isabel on retaining her title." The segment ends with Catherine standing tall in the ring, holding her championship belt high as the Anti-Boiled Egg Brigade helps Lola Bunny back to the locker room and the other competitors make their way backstage. Back from commercial, the camera cuts to Jim Ross at the commentary desk. "Ladies and gentlemen, earlier today we had a special treat. Majin Buu and Mr. Feeney took us on a nostalgic tour of the Blockbuster video store, where tonight's 1412 wrestling show is set up. Let's take a look. The screen transitions to a pre-taped segment. Majin Buu and Mr. Feeney stand at the entrance of the Blockbuster video store, the iconic blue and yellow sign glowing brightly above them. Welcome, everyone, Mr. Feeney begins, his voice warm and inviting. Tonight, we have a very special setting for our show. Join us as we take a stroll down memory lane. Boo, bouncing with excitement, adds, "Boo loves movies. Let's go inside." The camera follows them into the store, capturing the rows of shelves filled with VHS tapes and DVDs. Posters of classic films line the walls, and a section is dedicated to the latest releases from the 90s. Boo, do you remember this one? Mr. Feeney points to a copy of Jurassic Park. Boo grins. "Oh, Boo loves dinosaurs. They go roar. But Boo could beat them in a fight." Feeney chuckles. "I'm sure you could, Boo." They move further into the store, stopping at the horror section. "Ah, a classic," Mr. Feeney remarks, holding up a copy of The Shining, Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece. "Have you seen it, Boo?" Boo shakes his head. Boo doesn't like scary movies. Boo likes happy movies. As they continue their tour, they discuss the upcoming 1412 championship match. Mr. Feeney looks into the camera, his tone becoming more serious. Tonight, we have an incredible main event lined up. Electabuzz will challenge Majin Buu for the 1412 championship. It promises to be a battle for the ages. Buu nods eagerly. Buu is ready. Electabuzz is strong, but Buu is stronger. This match will be epic. They pause in front of a display of wrestling tapes. "Look at this," Mr. Feeney says, picking up a tape of an old WrestleMania event. "This is where legends are made, and tonight we add another chapter to wrestling history." Boo, with a big smile, adds, "Boo will show everyone why Boo is the champion. Boo will win." Mr. Feeney wraps up the segment. "We hope you enjoyed this little trip down memory lane. Stay tuned, because tonight's show is just getting started." The camera cuts back to the live audience, who are cheering enthusiastically. Jim Ross's voice comes back over the commentary. There you have it, folks. A bit of nostalgia before we get back to the action. Stay tuned, because the night is far from over. The camera cuts back to the ring, where Daphne Blake stands, microphone in hand. The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the 1412 Wrestling Tag Team Championship, she announces as the crowd erupts in cheers. Aly and AJ's music hits, and the former champions make their way to the ring, exuding confidence and determination. They slap hands with fans, feeding off the energy of the audience. "Tonight, we take back what's ours," Aly shouts as they climb into the ring. Next, the lights dim and an eerie hush falls over the crowd. Jason Voorhees and Paula Abdul, the reigning tag team champions, emerge from the shadows. Jason, with his signature hockey mask and machete, stands menacingly beside Paula, who dances her way down the ramp with a mix of elegance and ferocity. The unlikely duo reaches the ring, and the atmosphere is electric. Jim Ross's voice booms over the commentary. This is going to be a clash of styles like no other. Aly and AJ's musical harmony against the brutal strength and choreography of Jason and Paula. The bell rings and the match begins. Aly starts off against Paula Abdul, who uses her dance moves to evade Aly's attacks, countering with quick strikes. Aly tags in AJ, who brings a flurry of high-flying moves, but Paula manages to tag in Jason. The crowd gasps as Jason steps into the ring, towering over AJ. AJ tries to use her speed to her advantage, but Jason's power is overwhelming. He catches AJ midair and slams her down with a brutal choke slam. Aly rushes in to save her sister, but Paula intercepts her with a spinning kick. The champion's brutal strength and flawless choreography are too much for Aly and AJ. Despite a valiant effort, Aly and AJ find themselves overpowered. Jason lifts AJ onto his shoulder and tags Paula, who climbs to the top rope. With perfect synchronization, they execute a devastating double-team move, securing the pinfall. The referee counts to 3, and Jason and Paula retain their titles. As the champions celebrate their victory, Grover enters the ring for a post-match interview. "Congratulations, Jason and Paula. That was an incredible performance. How do you feel about your victory tonight?" Paula, still catching her breath, responds, "We knew Aly and AJ would be tough. but Jason and I are unstoppable together. This is just the beginning. Suddenly, the crowd's cheers turn to boos as Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage, the Mega Powers, rush the ring with steel chairs. They ambush Jason and Paula, striking them repeatedly. Jason tries to fend them off, but the numbers game is too much. Hogan grabs a microphone, breathing heavily. Next week, brother, the Mega Powers are taking those titles. You two ain't got nothing on us. Macho Man adds, "Ooh, yeah, we're the cream of the crop, and we're coming for those belts." The arena erupts in shock and panic as Hogan drops the mic and delivers his signature leg drop on Paula Abdul, leaving her motionless in the ring. The Mega Powers stand tall, raising their chairs in victory as the screen fades to commercial. As we return from commercial break, the camera pans across the crowd, who are buzzing with anticipation. The lights in the arena dim and ominous music begins to play. The screen lights up with the emblem of the Foot Clan. The crowd erupts in boos as Shredder, Leonardo, Chandler Bing, Bebop, Rocksteady, Taka, Razar Krang, and Groundchuck make their way to the ring, led by Shredder. Shredder, donning his iconic armor, steps into the ring first, followed by his menacing entourage. Leonardo, with a cold, calculating expression, stands by his side, while Chandler Bing, dressed in Foot Clan attire but still maintaining his trademark smirk, lingers slightly behind. Bebop and Rocksteady grunt and snarl, looking eager for a fight. Taka and Razar stomp around the ring, displaying their brute strength, while Krang and Groundchuck bring up the rear, their presence adding to the menacing aura. Shredder grabs a microphone and surveys the crowd, his eyes glinting with malice. "The Foot Clan is here to dominate," he begins, his voice dripping with menace. "We are the strongest, the fiercest, and we will not be stopped. Tonight, we declare war on Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Joey Tribbiani. Those who stand in our way will be crushed under our feet." Leonardo steps forward, his once heroic demeanor replaced with a steely resolve. "Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, you were my brothers once, but now you are nothing but obstacles, obstacles that need to be removed. We will dismantle you piece by piece until there is nothing left." Chandler Bing, unable to resist, takes the microphone next. "Joey, Joey, Joey," he begins with a mocking tone. "You always were the dumb one, weren't you? Always with the how you doin' and the sandwiches. Well, guess what? You're not doing so well now, are you?" The crowd boos loudly, but Chandler just smirks. "You see, Joey, this isn't a sitcom. This is real life, and in real life, people like you get stomped on by people like us. I was never your friend, and I never will be." Bebop and Rocksteady grunt in agreement, their animalistic snarls echoing through the arena. "Yeah, what he said!" Bebop shouts. "We're gonna smash you to pieces." Rocksteady adds, flexing his massive arms. Krang, in his high-pitched voice, adds, "The turtles and their human friend have no idea what's coming. We will obliterate them, and the stable championships will be ours." Groundchuck steps forward, slamming his fist into his palm. "We're not just going to beat them. We're going to make sure they never forget the name of the Foot Clan." The camera pans to Taka and Razar, who roar in unison, their savage nature on full display. Taka grabs the microphone from Shredder. "We will hunt them down one by one," he growls. "They cannot hide from us." Shredder takes the microphone back, looking around at his assembled team. "We are united, we are strong, and we will not be stopped. Tonight marks the beginning of the end for Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Joey Tribbiani. The Foot Clan will rise, and we will crush anyone who dares to stand in our way." Leonardo steps forward again, staring directly into the camera. "Brothers, we were once united, but now you are my enemies. Prepare yourselves for the fight of your lives, because the Foot Clan is coming for you." Chandler, unable to resist one last jab, adds, "And Joey, maybe you should have stuck to acting. Oh wait, you weren't good at that either." He laughs maniacally as the crowd boos even louder. The Foot Clan stands united in the ring, a formidable force ready to unleash their wrath on their enemies. The camera zooms in on Shredder's face as he delivers his final words. "Prepare yourselves, Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Joey. The Foot Clan is coming, and we will show no mercy." The screen fades to black, leaving the crowd in a state of anxious anticipation for the battles that lie ahead. Backstage, the atmosphere is charged with anticipation as Grover stands between the two competitors, Kool-Aid Man and the Tick, for a face-to-face interview. The backdrop is a mix of medieval props and colorful Kool-Aid advertisements, setting the stage for the sword-fighting championship match. Grover, holding a microphone, begins with his signature cheerfulness. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we have an epic showdown for the sword-fighting championship. On my left, the reigning champion, the indomitable Kool-Aid Man, and on my right, the challenger, the fearless and formidable, the Tick. Kool-Aid Man, his large round glass body filled with bright red Kool-Aid, leans forward. Oh yeah, he booms, his voice reverberating through the room. The Tick may think he can break me, but he's in for a splash of reality. I've been busting through walls and quenching thirsts for decades. This championship is mine, and it's staying that way. The Tick, clad in his iconic blue suit, stands tall and confident. He crosses his arms over his chest, his antennae twitching with determination. Kool-Aid Man, you might be full of sugary bravado, but when it comes to heroism and sheer strength, no one can match the Tick. Prepare yourself, because justice is about to be served, and it's going to be refreshing. Kool-Aid Man chuckles, the sound akin to ice clinking in a glass. Justice? The only thing that's going to be served is a big, cold glass of defeat. You're just a blue bug in my way, and I'm going to squash you. The Tick's eyes narrow as he steps closer, his voice lowering. Big words from a beverage. I've faced villains and monsters, and you're just a glass half full. Tonight, I'll be the one drinking to victory. Grover steps back, sensing the tension between the two. All right. Save it for the ring, gentlemen. Let's head to the arena for what promises to be an unforgettable match. The camera cuts to the arena where the ring has been transformed into a medieval ground, complete with faux stone walls, torches, and banners bearing the Sword Fighting Championship logo. The crowd is buzzing with excitement as the commentators, Mr. Feeney, Elvira, Pauly Shore, and Jim Ross, provide their insights. Mr. Feeney, this match is sure to be a clash of titans. Kool-Aid Man has proven to be a formidable champion, but the Tick is a seasoned fighter with unmatched strength. I can't wait to see how the Tick handles the Kool-Aid Man's unique style. This is going to be a fight for the ages. Dude, it's like the ultimate showdown between hydration and heroism. I'm stoked. Jim Ross, absolutely, folks. Let's get ready for some high-octane action. Daphne Blake stands in the center of the ring, microphone in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Sword Fighting Championship. Introducing first the challenger, weighing in at 225 pounds, from the city, the Tick. The Tick strides down the ramp, waving to the cheering crowd. He leaps into the ring, executing a perfect somersault and landing in a heroic pose. Daphne continues, and his opponent, weighing in at a refreshing 250 pounds, the reigning sword-fighting champion, Kool-Aid Man. Kool-Aid Man bursts through a specially designed faux brick wall, his entrance accompanied by his signature, "Oh yeah!" The crowd roars as he makes his way to the ring, his broad smile reflecting his confidence. The bell rings, and the match begins. Kool-Aid Man charges at the Tick, swinging his sword with surprising agility for someone of his size. The Tick parries the attack, responding with a series of quick jabs and slashes. The two exchange blows, the clash of their swords ringing out over the excited murmurs of the crowd. Kool-Aid Man uses his bulk to his advantage, trying to overpower the Tick with sheer force. He swings his sword in wide arcs, forcing the Tick to backpedal. "You're going down, Tick!" Kool-Aid Man shouts, pressing his attack. The Tick, ever the agile hero, rolls to the side and counters with a swift upward slash, grazing Kool-Aid Man's glass body. "Not today, sugary fiend," the Tick retorts, his voice filled with determination. As the battle intensifies, Kool-Aid Man suddenly slams his foot down, creating a shockwave that momentarily destabilizes the Tick. Seizing the opportunity, Kool-Aid Man delivers a powerful blow that sends the Tick staggering back. "Oh yeah, that's how it's done," Kool-Aid Man exclaims triumphantly. But the Tick is not easily defeated. He shakes off the impact, his antennae twitching with renewed vigor. "That was impressive, but now it's my turn." With a mighty leap, the Tick launches himself at Kool-Aid Man, his sword poised for a decisive strike. Kool-Aid Man attempts to block, but the Tick's speed and precision are too much. The Tick's sword slices through the air, hitting Kool-Aid Man's handle with enough force to send his sword flying out of his grip. "Victory is mine," the Tick declares, delivering a final, Dramatic thrust that shatters Kool-Aid Man's sword into pieces. The bell rings, and the crowd erupts in applause. Daphne Blake steps into the ring, raising the Tick's hand in victory. Here is your winner and the new sword-fighting champion, the Tick. The Tick stands tall, holding the championship belt aloft as Kool-Aid Man, now disarmed but still smiling, nods in acknowledgement of the Tick's victory. Good fight, Tick. You've earned it. The Tick, ever gracious, extends a hand to Kool-Aid Man. Thank you, Kool-Aid Man. You were a worthy opponent. The two shake hands, a gesture of sportsmanship that brings the crowd to its feet. As the celebration continues in the ring, the camera cuts to the commentary team. Mr. Feeney, what an incredible match. The Tick has proven himself to be a true champion. That was an epic battle. I can't wait to see what the Tick does next as the sword-fighting champion. Pauly Shore, totally gnarly, dude. The Tick rocked it. Jim Ross, indeed, folks. The Tick is our new sword-fighting champion, and what a match it was. Stay tuned because there's plenty more action to come tonight. As the scene fades to commercial, the arena is filled with the sound of cheering fans celebrating the Tick's hard-fought victory. Backstage, the cameras cut to Grover, who is standing in front of a 1412 wrestling backdrop, microphone in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with tonight's main event challenger, Electabuzz. The electric Pokemon steps into the frame, sparks crackling around him, his eyes gleaming with intensity. Electabuzz, how are you feeling about your big match tonight against Majin Buu for the 1412 championship? Grover asks, holding the microphone up to Electabuzz's mouth. Electabuzz lets out a series of electric noises and incomprehensible sounds. Electa! Buzz! Buzz! Electabuzz! The Pokemon gestures wildly, trying to communicate its thoughts, but the language barrier proves too much for Grover and the fans watching at home. Grover looks bewildered, tilting his head and glancing at the camera. I think Electabuzz is feeling electrified about his chances tonight. He shrugs, clearly unsure. Before Grover can attempt to decipher Electabuzz's speech further, Scott Steiner storms into the frame, flanked by his rabid tigers. Steiner, looking furious, snatches the microphone from Grover. Enough of this nonsense, he shouts. The tigers growl menacingly, adding to the chaos of the moment. Steiner glares into the camera, his face red with anger. I'm sick and tired of not being booked on this show. I'm the big bad booty daddy, and I deserve to be in the main event every night. Freddy Krueger, Dana Scully, Rita Repulsa, Eric Matthews, you all are nothing but cowards. He points a finger directly at the lens. Krueger, you might be the president, but you're a nightmare only in your own dreams. Scully, you're supposed to be the vice president, but all you do is chase aliens. Repulsa, your spells are as weak as your management. And Matthews, you call yourself a commissioner, but you're nothing but a joke. Grover, visibly shaken, tries to regain control of the situation. Scott, this is... Steiner cuts him off, shoving the microphone back at him. I'm not finished. This place is going to recognize who the real star is. And if I don't get what I deserve, there's going to be hell to pay. The camera captures Electabuzz, who looks just as confused as Grover, his sparks flickering uncertainly. Grover, wide-eyed, turns back to the camera. Back to you guys, I guess? In the commentary booth, Elvira laughs, clearly enjoying the chaos. Now that's what I call a backstage segment. Steiner's fire and those tigers. This is what makes 12 wrestling must-see TV. Mr. Feeney, shaking his head in disbelief, adds, Steiner certainly knows how to make an impact, even if it's not always the most constructive way. Pauly Shore, with a grin, chimes in, totally intense, bro. Steiner's bringing the heat, and Electabuzz, well, he's buzzing, dude. Jim Ross, trying to bring some order back to the show, concludes, folks, that was unexpected, to say the least. Stay tuned, because the action is far from over. Tonight's main event is still to come, and you won't want to miss it. As the scene fades out, the chaotic energy of the backstage segment lingers, setting the stage for more unpredictable moments to come in the night's broadcast. The camera cuts back to the ring, which is surrounded by chainsaws hanging on the walls of the Blockbuster video store set. The tension is palpable as Daphne Blake stands ready to announce the next match. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a chainsaws are legal match for the stable championship. The crowd roars as the familiar Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme blares through the speakers. Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Joey Tribbiani make their way to the ring, each wearing determined expressions. Joey, surprisingly holding a chainsaw, looks around with a mix of excitement and nervousness. Jim Ross, from the commentary booth, can't help but marvel at the sight. By God, Paulie, I never thought I'd see the day Joey Tribbiani wielded a chainsaw. Paulie Shore laughs. Totally, dude. Joey's stepping up his game tonight. The music shifts to a darker, more menacing tone as the Foot Clan's theme begins. Shredder, Leonardo, Chandler Bing, and Krang march to the ring with a calculated purpose. Shredder leads the pack, his eyes fixed on the Turtles and Joey. Elvira comments, "The Foot Clan looks ready for war, and with chainsaws allowed, this is going to be a bloodbath." Mr. Feeney adds, "This is sure to test the resolve and unity of both teams. Anything can happen when chainsaws are involved." Daphne exits the ring as the bell rings, and the match begins. Immediately, chaos erupts. Michelangelo and Chandler Bing clash in the center, each grappling for control of a chainsaw hanging nearby. Michelangelo uses his nunchaku skills to disarm Chandler, sending him stumbling back. Shredder and Raphael engage in a brutal exchange of blows, their rivalry burning bright. Shredder reaches for a chainsaw, but Raphael kicks it out of his hand, delivering a series of swift strikes to Shredder's torso. "You're not getting that easily, Shredhead," Raphael taunts. On the other side of the ring, Donatello and Krang are locked in a battle of wits and strength. Donatello uses his bow staff to keep Krang at bay, but Krang's cybernetic enhancements give him an edge. "I'll crush you, Turtle!" Krang bellows, grabbing a chainsaw and swinging it wildly. Meanwhile, Joey Tribbiani faces off against Leonardo. Joey's eyes widen as Leonardo expertly handles a chainsaw, his years of training evident. "Hey, whoa, I thought we were just kidding about these chainsaws," Joey exclaims, dodging a swipe from Leonardo. Leonardo smirks. "You should have known better, Joey." Despite his initial hesitation, Joey finds his rhythm, managing to block Leonardo's attacks with surprising agility. "Looks like I picked up some moves from watching too many action movies," Joey quips, earning a chuckle from the crowd. As the match progresses, the action intensifies. Shredder finally gets his hands on a chainsaw and charges at Raphael, but Raphael counters with a well-placed kick to the midsection, sending Shredder crashing into the ropes. Michelangelo flips over Chandler and grabs a chainsaw, revving it up menacingly. "Cowabunga, dude!" Chandler's eyes widen in fear as Michelangelo swings the chainsaw, cutting through the air inches away from him. Chandler scrambles to escape, but Michelangelo's relentless pursuit keeps him on the defensive. In a corner, Donatello and Krang's battle takes a turn as Donatello uses his staff to knock the chainsaw out of Krang's hands. "This isn't over, Turtle," Krang growls, but Donatello's quick reflexes give him the upper hand, disarming Krang completely. Amidst the chaos, Joey manages to hold his own against Leonardo, surprising everyone with his newfound prowess. "How you doing?" he quips before delivering a swift kick that sends Leonardo reeling. As the match reaches its climax, the Turtles and Joey find their rhythm, their teamwork shining through. With coordinated attacks, they begin to dominate the Foot Clan. Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello each take turns overwhelming Shredder, Krang, and Chandler. Finally, in a spectacular display, Joey Tribbiani revs up his chainsaw and charges at Leonardo, knocking him down with a powerful strike. The crowd erupts as Joey stands triumphant, chainsaw in hand. Elvira can't contain her excitement. Joey Tribbiani has done it. The Turtles and Joey retain their titles. Mr. Feeney nods approvingly. Their unity and resilience have truly paid off tonight. Jim Ross adds, "What a match, folks. These competitors gave it their all." And Joey Tribbiani showed he's more than just a pretty face. Pauly Shore concludes, "Totally radical, bro. This was one for the history books." As the Turtles and Joey celebrate their hard-fought victory, the Foot Clan retreats, nursing their wounds. The champions raise their belts high, basking in the adulation of the crowd, their bond stronger than ever. The segment ends with the victorious team posing triumphantly, their titles gleaming under the lights, as the show cuts to commercial. Back from commercial, the camera cuts to a backstage area where Jesse Ventura, the Headbangers, Mosh and Thrasher, Dexter Morgan, Suezo, Harley Kiner, and Bruce Willis are gathered around, deep in conversation. They are engaged in a heated discussion about their pay in 1412 wrestling. Jesse Ventura, with his trademark gravelly voice, is leading the conversation. I'm telling you guys, we deserve a bigger cut. We put our bodies on the line every week. And what do we get? Peanuts. Bruce Willis nods in agreement. Yeah, man, I didn't come out of retirement to be shortchanged. We've got to stand our ground. Dexter Morgan, with his usual calm demeanor, adds, it's not just about the money, it's about respect. We need to show them that we're not going to be taken for granted. Harley Kiner, leaning against the wall, chimes in. I'm with you, but what can we do? They hold all the cards. Suezo, hopping around animatedly, pipes up. We need to make a statement, something they can't ignore. Just then, the conversation is interrupted by the sound of loud, clumsy footsteps. The camera pans over to reveal Steve Urkel, clad in his iconic suspenders and glasses, making his way into the room. He's holding a large, outdated boombox, which he fumbles with as he tries to set it down. Did I do that? Urkel says with his signature high-pitched voice, accidentally hitting the play button. The boombox blares out a cheesy 90s sitcom tune, startling everyone in the room. Jesse Ventura looks bewildered. What in the world are you doing here, kid? Urkel, unfazed, smiles broadly. I heard there was a serious discussion going on, and I thought I'd lighten the mood with a little bit of Urkel charm. Mosh and Thrasher exchange puzzled glances, while Dexter Morgan raises an eyebrow, intrigued. Bruce Willis crosses his arms, a smirk playing on his lips. Harley Kiner sighs. This is not what we need right now. Undeterred, Urkel begins a comedic routine, mimicking wrestling moves in an exaggerated manner. He attempts a few clumsy drop kicks and headlocks, each move more awkward than the last. The room is filled with a mix of amusement and confusion. Jesse Ventura, trying to regain control of the situation, steps forward. Kid, we're in the middle of something important here. Why don't you take your act somewhere else? Urkel, now fully committed to his performance, doesn't back down. Oh, come on, Jesse. I just wanted to show you all that even a nerd like me can have a little fun in the wrestling world. Suezo hops up and down excitedly. This is actually kind of entertaining. Harley Kiner chuckles despite himself. I'll give him that. He's got guts. Just as Urkel is about to perform a particularly awkward cartwheel, he trips over his own feet and crashes into Jesse Ventura. Both men tumble to the ground in a heap. The headbangers burst into laughter, while Bruce Willis can't help but shake his head, grinning. Ventura, visibly annoyed, pushes Urkel off him and stands up. All right, that's enough. You've had your fun. Now get out of here. Urkel, still on the floor, looks up at Ventura with wide eyes. I'm really sorry, Mr. Ventura. I didn't mean to. Ventura, brushing himself off, interrupts. You know what, kid? If you think you're so funny, how about you put your money where your mouth is? I challenge you to a match next week. The room falls silent as everyone processes what Ventura just said. Urkel's eyes widen in shock. A match? Against you? But I'm just a... Ventura leans in, his voice low and menacing. That's right, a match. Let's see if you can back up all that clumsy bravado in the ring. Urkel gulps then in a surprising burst of confidence as he stands up and straightens his suspenders. All right, Mr. Ventura, you're on. I'll show you that even a nerd can hold his own. The room erupts in a mix of cheers and laughter. Mosh and Thrasher clap Urkel on the back, while Dexter Morgan gives a nod of approval. Bruce Willis steps forward, offering a handshake to Urkel. You've got guts, kid. I'll give you that. As Urkel and Ventura shake hands, the tension in the room shifts to one of eager anticipation. The segment ends with Urkel's triumphant, albeit nervous, smile as the camera fades out, leaving the audience buzzing with excitement for next week's unexpected match. Triple threat match, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Weed Killer versus Sagat. The crowd at the vintage 90s Blockbuster video store is on their feet, buzzing with anticipation. Jim Ross, with his signature enthusiasm, sets the stage. Folks, we've got a match for the ages here tonight. 3 top stars are about to collide in this triple threat match: Stone Cold Steve Austin, Weed Killer, and Sagat. The glass-shattering entrance theme of Stone Cold Steve Austin reverberates through the arena, and the Texas Rattlesnake marches to the ring with his trademark swagger. The audience erupts in cheers, raising their cans and cups in solidarity. Austin grabs a mic and paces the ring, his eyes full of intensity. All right, you sorry sons of bitches. Tonight, I'm going to open up a can of whoop ass on not one, but two opponents. Weed Killer, you think you can choke me out? And Sagat, you think you can knock me down with those fancy kicks of yours? Hell no, because Stone Cold said so. The crowd roars in approval as Austin drops the mic and readies himself in the ring. Weed Killer's ominous music hits and he stalks down the aisle, a menacing presence that sends a chill through the audience. His cold, calculating eyes are locked onto Austin, and he climbs into the ring without breaking his gaze. Next, the powerful theme of Sagat echoes through the venue. The towering Muay Thai warrior strides to the ring, his imposing figure casting a long shadow. The audience is in awe of his sheer size and strength. Sagat steps over the top rope and stands in the ring, towering over both Austin and Weed Killer. Jim Ross is nearly breathless with excitement. This is it, folks. Three of the biggest stars in wrestling today, right here in the ring. Stone Cold, Weed Killer, and Sagat. This is going to be one hell of a match. The bell rings, and the match is underway. Austin wastes no time, charging at Sagat with a series of right hands. The Muay Thai giant absorbs the blows, retaliating with a knee strike to Austin's midsection. Weed Killer seizes the opportunity to attack Austin from behind, locking in a vicious chokehold. Austin struggles in the hold, but manages to back Weed Killer into the corner, breaking free. Sagat takes advantage and delivers a devastating roundhouse kick to Weed Killer, sending him sprawling. The crowd gasps at the sheer impact of the move. Elvira adds her own flair to the commentary. These three are tearing each other apart. You can feel the tension in the air. As Weed Killer rolls out of the ring to regroup, Sagat turns his attention back to Austin. The two lock up in the center of the ring, and Sagat's superior strength begins to overpower Austin. He whips Austin into the ropes and attempts a tiger uppercut, but Austin ducks, bounces off the ropes, and returns with a thunderous Luthes press, raining down punches on Sagat. Pauly Shore, always quick with a quip, chimes in. Stone Cold's got that wild look in his eyes. It's like he's possessed, buddy. Weed Killer slides back into the ring and clubs Austin from behind, breaking up the assault. He then lifts Austin into a brutal backbreaker, showcasing his own formidable power. Sagat, regaining his composure, takes the opportunity to pummel Weed Killer with rapid-fire knee strikes. The match continues at a frenetic pace, with all three men exchanging blows and high-impact moves. Weed Killer nearly secures victory with a suffocating submission hold on Austin, but Sagat breaks it up with a powerful kick to Weed Killer's head. Sagat, sensing an opportunity, signals for his finisher. He lifts Weed Killer into the air and executes the Tiger Genocide, a devastating combination of strikes that leaves Weed Killer sprawled on the mat. Sagat goes for the pin, but just as the referee's hand is about to hit the mat for the third time, Austin dives in to break up the count. Jim Ross can barely contain his excitement. My God, what a match! Sagat was this close to winning, but Stone Cold just won't quit. Austin quickly capitalizes, delivering a kick to Sagat's midsection and hitting the Stone Cold stunner. The crowd explodes as Sagat hits the mat and Austin covers him for the pin. The referee counts 1, 2, 3. Stone Cold Steve Austin wins the match. The crowd is on their feet, chanting, Austin, Austin, as the Texas Rattlesnake stands tall, victorious. Austin grabs the mic once more, his eyes blazing with intensity. If you want to see me whip Majin Buu's ass, give me a hell yeah. The crowd responds with a thunderous, hell yeah. As the cheers continue to reverberate through the venue, the screen fades to a commercial break, leaving the audience on the edge of their seats, eagerly awaiting what comes next. Commercial, the crowd at the Blockbuster Video Store Arena is buzzing with anticipation for the next match. The ring is filled with a chaotic assortment of competitors, each bringing their unique flair to the contest. Standing tall in the center is the special referee for the match, Topanga Lawrence, who commands respect with her authoritative presence. Daphne Blake, the ring announcer, introduces the teams one by one. Introducing first the team of Dan Marino and Ace Ventura. The crowd cheers as the legendary quarterback and the eccentric pet detective make their way to the ring. Marino looks focused and determined, while Ace waves to the crowd with his usual flamboyance. Next, the team of Station and Abraham Lincoln. The audience erupts as the massive Station and the towering figure of Abraham Lincoln stride down the aisle. Station, a bizarre yet powerful alien, flexes his muscles while Lincoln adjusts his top hat and waves to the crowd. and their opponents, the Wet Bandits, Harry and Marv. Booing fills the arena as the notorious criminals slink their way to the ring, their expressions a mix of menace and mischief. Harry snarls at the crowd while Marv stumbles slightly, clearly nervous. Finally, the team of Billy, Big Bang Blitz, and Bubsy. A mixed reaction greets the final team as they enter the ring. Billy exudes confidence, his eyes scanning the competition, while Bubsy bounces around, full of energy and excitement. Topanga Lawrence calls for the bell, and the match is underway. Immediately, chaos ensues as all four teams clash in the center of the ring. Dan Marino squares off against Billy Blitz, their fists flying as they exchange blows. Bubsy and Ace Ventura lock up, with Bubsy's agility giving him the early advantage. Station and Abraham Lincoln double-team Harry and Marv, using their size and strength to overpower the bumbling burglars. Lincoln delivers a powerful chop to Harry's chest, sending him reeling, while Station lifts Marv effortlessly, tossing him across the ring like a rag doll. Pauly Shore on commentary can't help but laugh. "Buddy, the Wet Bandits are getting creamed." It's like Home Alone all over again. Meanwhile, Ace Ventura is tangled up with Bubsy, who bounces off the ropes and delivers a flying kick to the pet detective. Ace staggers but quickly recovers, performing a ridiculous yet effective cartwheel to evade further attacks. He then grabs Bubsy and executes a perfectly timed DDT, planting him face first into the mat. Jim Ross, ever the professional, is in awe. What a maneuver by Ace Ventura, you never know what to expect from him. Dan Marino, showing his athleticism, has Billy Blitz in a headlock. Billy struggles, but Marino's grip is ironclad. Just as it seems Billy might break free, Marino transitions into a suplex, slamming Billy onto the canvas. Topanga keeps a close eye on the action, making sure everything stays within the rules. Station and Lincoln continue to dominate the Wet Bandits. Station hoists Harry above his head and performs a devastating gorilla press slam, while Lincoln catches Marv in a chokehold, lifting him off the ground. Marv's eyes bulge in terror as Lincoln maintains the hold, demonstrating his legendary strength. Elvira chimes in with a playful tone. It looks like Abe Lincoln is showing Marv what it means to be on the right side of history. The match reaches a fever pitch as all teams continue to brawl. Marino and Ventura work seamlessly together, with Marino delivering powerful strikes and Ventura using his unorthodox techniques to confuse and outmaneuver their opponents. Bubsy, recovering from the earlier DDT, teams up with Billy Blitz to take down Marino, double-teaming him with a series of high-flying moves. Topanga Lawrence intervenes when things get too out of hand, asserting her authority. She separates the teams momentarily, giving the Wet Bandits a chance to regroup. Harry and Marv, sensing an opportunity, sneak up behind Station and Lincoln, trying to catch them off guard. However, Lincoln spots them and signals to Station. The duo turns and delivers a synchronized double clothesline, flattening the Wet Bandits. On commentary, Mr. Feeney remarks, "The teamwork between Station and Lincoln is remarkable. They're truly a force to be reckoned with." The action continues to escalate as Marino and Ventura regain control. Marino hits a spectacular diving elbow drop on Bubsy, while Ventura locks Billy Blitz in a sleeper hold. Bubsy, desperate to break the hold, leaps onto Ventura's back, but Marino is there to intercept, grabbing Bubsy and tossing him out of the ring. As the match nears its climax, Station and Lincoln stand tall in the ring, facing off against Marino and Ventura. The crowd is on the edge of their seats as the two teams clash, delivering a series of powerful moves and counterattacks. Lincoln catches Marino in a spinebuster, while Station lifts Ventura into the air for a devastating slam. Pauly Shore can barely contain his excitement. "This is nuts, dude. Look at these guys go!" With the Wet Bandits and Billy Blitz neutralized, the final showdown begins. Marino and Ventura dig deep, using their remaining strength to fight back. Ventura delivers a series of quick strikes to Lincoln, forcing him to the ropes. Marino, meanwhile, squares off against Station, the two titans trading blows. In a surprising turn of events, Harry and Marv, who had been playing possum, sneak back into the ring with a hidden crowbar. They swing wildly, aiming for Station and Lincoln, but Topanga catches them and intervenes, disarming the Wet Bandits and tossing them out of the ring for good. The crowd roars in approval as Marino and Ventura capitalize on the chaos. Marino delivers a powerful spear to Lincoln, while Ventura executes his signature move, the Pet Detective Slam. on station. With their opponents down, Marino and Ventura go for the double pin, and Topanga counts 1, 2, 3. Dan Marino and Ace Ventura win the match, announces Daphne Blake, the crowd erupting in cheers. Jim Ross concludes the segment with his signature enthusiasm. What a match, folks. Marino and Ventura pulled off an incredible victory here tonight at the Blockbuster Brawl. The victorious team celebrates in the ring, high-fiving and soaking in the adulation of the crowd as the screen fades to commercial break. The atmosphere is electric as the main event of the night approaches. The crowd at the Blockbuster Video Store Arena buzzes with anticipation. Daphne Blake, the ring announcer, steps into the ring to introduce the competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing first, the challenger, Electabuzz. The crowd erupts as Electabuzz makes his way to the ring, his electric aura crackling with energy. Mr. Feeney and Jim Ross are on commentary, and Feeney begins. Electabuzz earned this title shot with an incredible performance in the 300-entrant Rooftop Rumble. Tonight, he faces his greatest challenge yet. Jim Ross adds, "That's right, Feeney. Electabuzz has shown he's a formidable competitor, but he's up against Majin Buu, a true powerhouse." Introducing the champion, Daphne continues, accompanied by the special guest referee Cleopatra, the 1412 champion, Majin Buu. Majin Buu steps out, his imposing figure exuding confidence. Beside him, Cleopatra makes her debut, her regal presence commanding attention. The crowd roars as Buu and Cleopatra make their way to the ring. Once inside the ring, Cleopatra raises her hands, signaling the start of the match. The bell rings and the battle begins. Electabuzz immediately charges at Buu, delivering a series of rapid electric punches. Buu, with his immense resilience, absorbs the blows and retaliates with a powerful swing that sends Electabuzz staggering. Majin Buu's strength is incredible, Jim Ross exclaims. Electabuzz is going to have to use all his speed and agility to stay in this fight. Electabuzz recovers quickly, using his speed to dodge Buu's heavy strikes. He lands a spinning kick to Buu's midsection, followed by a thunderous electric shock. Buu grunts, shaking off the attack and grabbing Electabuzz by the arm. With a mighty heave, he throws Electabuzz into the corner. "Stay down!" Buu bellows, his voice echoing through the arena. Electabuzz, showing his tenacity, refuses to back down. He leaps from the corner, delivering a flying kick to Buu's face. Cleopatra watches closely, ensuring the match remains fair. Mr. Feeney comments, Electabuzz is not giving up, showing why he earned this title shot, but Buu's resilience is something else. The match continues with intense back-and-forth action. Electabuzz uses his electric abilities to his advantage, shocking Buu repeatedly. However, Buu's magical powers come into play. He conjures a pink energy ball and hurls it at Electabuzz, who narrowly avoids it, the blast creating a small explosion in the ring. "That's the power of Majin Buu," Jim Ross shouts. Electabuzz has to keep his wits about him to survive this onslaught. Electabuzz, realizing he needs to outsmart Buu, begins to focus on Buu's legs, aiming to weaken the champion's base. He delivers a series of low kicks, trying to bring Buu to his knees. Buu, sensing the strategy, counters with a massive overhead chop that sends Electabuzz sprawling. Cleopatra moves in to check on Electabuzz, her eyes scanning the ring for any foul play. Buu, capitalizing on the moment, attempts to pin Electabuzz. Cleopatra counts, but Electabuzz kicks out at 2, the crowd erupting in cheers. "This match is far from over," Feeney declares. Electabuzz is showing incredible heart. With renewed determination, Electabuzz mounts a comeback. He dodges a powerful punch from Buu and counters with a devastating electric uppercut, sending Buu reeling. The crowd is on their feet as Electabuzz climbs to the top rope, ready to deliver a high-flying move. He leaps off, aiming a powerful electric slam at Buu. Buu, with his uncanny resilience, catches Electabuzz midair and slams him to the mat. The impact reverberates through the arena. Buu wastes no time, lifting Electabuzz for his signature move, the Buu Bomb. He drives Electabuzz into the canvas with tremendous force. Jim Ross exclaims, "Buu Bomb! This could be it!" Cleopatra drops to her knees and begins the count. 1, 2, 3. The bell rings, signaling the end of the match. Majin Buu stands victorious, his championship belt raised high. Cleopatra hands him the belt, and Buu's eyes gleam with triumph. "Ladies and gentlemen, still your 1412 champion, Majin Buu," Daphne Blake announces, the crowd both cheering and booing. As the celebration continues, Majin Buu grabs a microphone. Buu is strongest. No one can beat Buu. He laughs maniacally, soaking in the moment. The screen fades to black with the message, "Stay tuned for post-match words from Buu." The scene ends, leaving fans eagerly anticipating what the champion has to say next. The arena is still buzzing with energy as the main event concludes. Majin Buu stands in the center of the ring, holding his 14-12 championship belt high above his head. The crowd erupts in a mixture of cheers and boos, their voices filling the Blockbuster video store arena. Majin Buu has done it again, folks, Jim Ross exclaims. He's retained his 14-12 championship against Electabuzz in one of the most hard-fought matches we've seen. Mr. Feeney nods, adding, Electabuzz put up an incredible fight, but Buu's power and resilience proved too much. It's clear why he's our dominant champion. Cleopatra, the special guest referee, looks on approvingly as Buu soaks in the moment. He takes the microphone, his eyes gleaming with satisfaction. Buu say Buu best. No one can beat Buu. Majin Buu's voice booms through the speakers. Electabuzz strong, but not strong enough. Buu, keep this title forever. The crowd's reaction is mixed, with some fans cheering for Buu's confidence while others boo his arrogance. Buu continues, anyone in back think they can take this from Buu? Try it. Buu crushed them all. Suddenly, the unmistakable sound of glass shattering echoes through the arena. The crowd explodes as Stone Cold Steve Austin's music hits. Austin strides down the aisle with a determined look on his face, his eyes locked on Majin Buu. He grabs a microphone as he enters the ring, standing toe-to-toe with the champion. Buu, you talk a big game, Austin growls, his voice dripping with intensity. But you ain't faced anyone like Stone Cold Steve Austin. You want to prove you're the best? Why don't you open a can of whoop-ass and face me? Before Buu can respond, a commotion erupts in the crowd. Zombie Mike Tyson appears, making his way through the sea of fans. He climbs into the ring and immediately goes after Buu, launching a series of brutal punches. Buu staggers, but manages to fight back, the two powerhouses clashing in a fierce brawl. The chaos intensifies as Vegeta's music hits and the Saiyan Prince charges into the ring. He leaps at Tyson, delivering a powerful kick that sends the zombie reeling. Vegeta turns his attention to Buu, his eyes burning with determination. You think you're the strongest, Buu? Vegeta taunts. I'll show you what true power is. Before the battle can escalate further, Android 18 appears, flying down to the ring. She shoots an energy blast directly at the commentary table, causing it to explode in a shower of sparks. Jim Ross, Elvira, Pauly Shore, and Mr. Feeney scramble to avoid the debris. Good God Almighty, Jim Ross shouts, ducking for cover. This is absolute mayhem. In the midst of the chaos, 1412 President Freddy Krueger, VP Dana Scully, GM Rita Repulsa, and Commissioner Eric Matthews rush to the ring, trying to restore order. Kruger's razor-sharp glove glints menacingly as he points at the ring, yelling for the fighting to stop. Enough, Kruger roars. This is out of control. We need to. Before he can finish, Scott Steiner's music blares through the arena. Steiner storms in with his rabid tigers, the animals snarling and snapping at anyone in their path. Steiner himself looks furious, his muscles bulging as he charges at the management team. Time to clean house, Steiner bellows, swinging at Kruger and Scully. The Tigers leap at Rita and Matthews, causing utter chaos as the officials struggle to fend off the attack. Majin Buu, Vegeta, Austin, Tyson, and Android 18 continue to brawl in the ring, each vying for dominance. The arena is a whirlwind of action, with fists flying and energy blasts lighting up the scene. The crowd is on their feet, witnessing one of the most chaotic endings in 14-12 wrestling history. As the mayhem reaches its peak, the screen cuts to Mr. Feeney, who quickly recaps the champions as the show goes off the air. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to recognize our champions. Majin Buu, the 14-12 champion, Catherine Isabel, the Divas champion, Guy, the laser gun surfing battle champion, Cocaine Bear, the competitive eating champion, Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Joey Tribbiani, the stable champions, the Tick, the sword fighting champion, and Jason Voorhees and Paula Abdul, our tag team champions. The screen fades to black, leaving the audience eagerly anticipating what will happen next in the wild world of 14-12 wrestling.